There you are. Hey, Peach.
There we go. How you
Her.
doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm doing great. Enjoying the day.
Hey, that's what we can do, right? You got to wake up
Exactly.
every day and get them moving.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So, everybody, we have Peejay Brun, head softball coach, University of Texas, Arlington, with us today. They're up in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, so North Texas. She has been the head coach for the MAV softball program for the last 3 seasons. And in that short period of time, PJ's really done an amazing job of elevating this program on a national level. 2019, the Mavs program won the NISC championship in Colorado. They beat Iowa State. They had a good run on that tournament. I think that same season, PJ, you had a player, Laura Curry, who led NCAA D1 in hits with 91, swinging
Yeah.
Easton Ghost.
Yep. It was amazing to watch her, man. I think she's not a power hitter and stuff, but she could read the defense really well because she was a lefty and stuff. But her hand-eye coordination was just spot on, and I know that she was one of the players that just fell in love with the ghost as soon as she put it in her hands.
Awesome. I mean, and to hit like that, you got to have a good approach. And while we're on it, let's just talk about that. What is the approach that you like? What do you tell your hitters? Like, what is a great approach to step into the box?
I think I preach the same thing that everybody else preaches. You got to have a plan.
Yep.
Like other schools, we do the scouting video. We talk about who we're going to be facing, the pitchers we're going to be facing. And Laura, I believe, was just one of them who really just bought into that really well and would go up there with her plan. And I could tell you that, I mean, she stuck to her plan. But here's the other thing. And I don't like to talk about this a lot because I'm not a big fan of it, but man, she'd hit some terrible pitches really well. She would be hitting balls in the other batter's box and just plopping it over to left field size. And I would be like, can you stop doing that? But, in the championship game, she got on because she hit a ball in the right-hand batter's box. I'm like, okay, I guess I can't argue about that. It's that, but she did stick to her plan really well and not, she would at least swing at the balls on the correct side of the plate that she's looking at.
Yeah.
So kudos to her for that.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but
Yeah.
I think many coaches always tell you the harder you work, the luckier you get. So
Oh my gosh, ain't that the truth?
you know,
She spent, that last semester here, she was always in the cages, just always like, usually she'd stop. You got past my office to get to it. And she'd be like, hey, coach, how you doing? I'm like, how you doing, Laura? And she'd just go walk into the cages, keep going, and just go straight to the cages just to go hit off of the machine or get some tee work in. So,
a true
yeah,
cage rat.
she worked her way into the lock. That's absolutely true about her.
And that's one thing that you can tell every player out there right now, all the young kids, rec ball, travel ball, high school, whatever they are, like you got to work hard. And in this downtime, when everyone's really off, like this is your chance to outwork the girl who lives next door to you.
Yeah, we've been talking about that on our team. I think when the season ended, it's so easy to get caught up just a little. Yeah, everybody was getting depressed, hanging out and stuff. And after about a month, we started talking about like, hey, look, I know this was hard for you guys, but time to get off the couch.
Yeah.
It was a hard day for us, just like everybody else, having to break their hearts and tell them that season's over. But I know that they're starting to hold each other accountable in the sense of, look, we got some unfinished business here. And so this is the perfect time to go work on things. No pressure. Go ahead and work on that swing, start getting the fundamentals going all over again.
Right. And all right, so let me talk about that for 1 sec. So you guys have been really good for a couple of years and you were looking to regain that form again this year.
Yep.
Kind of a roller coaster ride this season. You were up
It
and
was,
down,
yep.
floating around 500. But
Yep.
you guys, I mean, you started the season with a series victory, a win down
Mm-hmm.
at Texas A&M, taking 2 of 3, and then you had a really good win against number 21 Baylor, and then you won 3
Yep.
straight heading into conference. How do you motivate these kids to stay fired up and hungry coming into 2021?
Yeah, and I think the big thing, I think what's hard is we did have a little bit of a roller coaster ride. And now that it's over, I can look back and be all like, it was probably a good roller coaster ride. It wasn't good while we're in it. You know, we're frustrated. But we were also playing some really, really good teams. This was, out of all 3 years, this was the toughest schedule I'd ever made for the team. When we went to Alabama, we had Alabama, Arizona, and McNeese in that tournament. And that was hard to be facing those teams and stuff. So it was just constant talking, you know, trying to keep them motivated, trying to keep them positive. Because you're right, we started off on a great note. And then the next tournament here at home still had a great tournament. But then that third weekend, we struggled. We really struggled. And I think it was just one of those things where, you know, some coaches will tell you they get this. You start going through season and you know, when you're doing well, you almost take for granted, you know, some of the things that you did to get there. And so, you know, we're having that conversations with the team about, you know, you don't stop paying attention to your tee work. Or, you know, or goofing around on front toss because it's so easy. You know, you make sure you're still, you know, we have a goal for everything that we're doing. So you make sure you stick to it. And I felt like the players were starting to do that on the hitting side and on the defense. I mean, we started turning double plays again. Our pitchers started finding their grooves, you know, just hitting their spots. And so I think everything was starting to come around for us and we're starting to get that groove back.
That's awesome. And, you know, one thing you just talked about is not taking things for granted, right? Like, what a, you know, this time sucks, coronavirus.
Yeah, it does.
But
it does.
It is a great opportunity for these young athletes out there. You and I, you know, we're old. We're done playing. But these people can't take for granted the time that they spend on the field. And, like, every rep that they're taking right now at home helps them prepare. So what a great time to get motivated.
Yeah, it's you know, we were having those tough conversations with the senior class, you know, just what their plans were going to be. And I think once we got through that and the team can see, okay, here's the people who are going to be coming back. Here, you know, here's the people who are going to be hanging up their cleats and all that. I think it came a point that we're all like, okay, let's start talking about next year. Because I do think that for a while there, it's hard to talk about next year when you haven't finished this year, you know, and stuff. But I know that our conversations with the team going next year, everybody's starting to push forward. Like, yeah, let's get going. Let's do this and stuff. So, you know, some of the players starting to bug me like, hey, coach, I'm seeing something wrong with my swing. You know, what drill should I do? Yeah. Like, can I come back? Can I hit in the cages? I'm like, no, you can't. Like, because school's still closed down. You can't come down. So it feels really good to start hearing and seeing that excitement for them wanting to move forward. Because I think moving forward was probably going to be the hardest thing for, you know, everybody, high school, college kids, you know, everybody was going to have a hard time making that first step to next year.
Yep. And I think, you know, the kids that you guys have on your team and most Division I players, like, these are self-starter, motivated, hungry athletes. So I don't know if you have to really motivate these kids that much or do you?
No, I don't know that there's always going to be kids you got to motivate. Let's be honest. Heck, there's people my age you still got to find ways to motivate, you know. But I think sometimes it's reminding them what motivates them, why they're here, why they're playing.
Why they love the game.
Yeah, why you love the game. I think it's so easy to lose track of that because everyday life, you know, your everyday life steps in and it kind of makes you forget some of the reasons why you're playing and what you're trying to get to, like the point you're trying to get to, where those goals are. And so I think as coaches, you know, we try to find things just to remind them about that. Because once you do, you're right, like their passion and their pride just takes over. And that's one thing I love about here coaching these kids is that we can give them the reminder and they start pushing forward.
Okay, so let me talk quickly about your path to becoming a coach at UT Arlington. I mean, you've had a long career. So you were a great player at the University of Hawaii back in the day. You earned all conference honors in '94. And then I don't know if a lot of people know this about you, but you went on to play professional women's baseball. And
I did, yeah.
And listen, your path in coaching is unbelievable. From Hawaii to New York to California to Texas and Sweden. So you spent
Yep.
a lot of time honing in this craft. How has that helped mold you into the coach you are today? And what is your coaching style?
Um, you know, God, my style has changed over the years, but I think that's maturity. You know, I used to be very a young coach that was very gung ho, probably hitting anger. You know, most young coaches, we get angry and frustrated so quickly. Now, I think a lot of it's just more passion. I love the sport. I love coaching it. I love the relationships that I get to create with players. I think I came to realize that that's way more important, because as you care about them, the winning falls in place.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so to me, it's all about, you stay focused and passionate about everything that you do in life, then you're going to get the results. And I find that that's become my style. My path has been long. I just told somebody, I'm like, wow, next year's my 23rd year at the collegiate level, and I think it's been great though. It's taught me a lot. I can say that every program I've been with, there's things I've learned that I want to repeat, and there's definitely things that I'm like, that didn't work. Don't repeat that ever again, and stuff. And I think it's kind of molded me into the type of coach that I am now. I'm still learning, and that's one thing I love saying is there's still things I got to learn. There's things I got to get better at, and I got no problem saying that. And as long as I'm realistic about it, I can ask the same thing for my players, So. It's been a long journey, but I love the fact that it's been a long journey. Wouldn't change it. Definitely would not change it for the world.
Very cool. I mean, I've been out and I've watched you guys play. I've been in the clubhouse. You guys have a beautiful facility. I watched the way you
Yeah, it's a great
interact with the
facility.
girls. You
Yeah,
interact with the girls on your team and they love you. It's really cool. It's, you build a family and people will run through a wall for you.
yeah,
Talk
yeah.
about your facility for a second.
Oh man, this facility, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. We got a clubhouse here for the players. I love it because on the coaching end, right here by my office, we got locker rooms for the coaches. We got our own little like hiding area for the coaches with the TV and couch. The players have their own big clubhouse area with couches, TVs, a little kitchenette area. And then like the locker room holds like 24 lockers, showers, and bathrooms. Then we go a little bit across the way and, our batting cages, indoor batting cages are right there. So we got 3 full-length batting cages with a bathroom in it. And it's perfect. So it doesn't matter what the weather is. We can always get some kind of practice in. And we got this new guy that's been working on our field. We call him Bats. He has made this field amazing. I mean, if you look, he's been posting pictures and we retweet it. It is an amazing field out there. And to me, one of the best playing surfaces to play on, natural grass that is just amazing. It looks fabulous. Sometimes I'm like, I want to go out there and lie on the grass and just tan out there. It's such a beautiful area. But, I brought in coaches here that are Power 5 coaches and they look at it and they're like, wow, this is a gorgeous place. So, we don't have the stands to hold 1,000 people. We're at about 600, but everything for the players, I think, is awesome. Absolutely awesome.
It's a great facility. And hey, the girl or the lady who runs that snack bar, she makes a heck of a nacho platter.
Everybody tells me they're always getting nachos or hot dogs every game.
The nachos are a 10. Yeah.
Yes, 10. Yes. Along with the fun drinks.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. So lastly, we've got a minute left. Yep. Do you guys have what's your team motto?
We don't really have a motto. We have we call them pillars, these 6 pillars. That's our hashtag that we put up there, which is PPISTI. It's just pillars that we live by. It's we don't really share it with other people, but it's just words and things that we take pride in that I think we talk about having a great foundation. And these are the pillars that if we live by it, if we take pride in it, then it'll keep our program strong. And so I think that's we call it PISTI, and stuff. So that's been the things that I think has kept us together for the last couple of years.
Very good. Well, you're doing a great job out there. And PJ, we love having you on Team Easton with us.
Thank you so much. Yes.
We're proud. We're proud to be with you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Hey, stay safe, stay strong, stay ready. See you, Peej.
See you later.